الرحيم. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Imam Shaheed, elders of the mosque, brothers and sisters, and honored guests, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace, mercy and blessings of Allah be upon you all. In 1 week from now, Muslims all over the world will begin their month of fasting, the month of Ramadan. This is a month for spiritual and moral renewal. We are therefore very honored today to host our guest speaker. We know her as a very prominent and outspoken and honorable member of Parliament. She is none other than Ms. Patricia De Lille, Chief Whip of the PAC in the National Assembly. Allow me to extend a warm welcome to Ms. De Lille and the guests she has brought with her. Ms. De Lille is no stranger to the Claremont Mosque and is part of an illustrious group of women like Amina Wadood, Gibara of Izzat, Siti Difi and others who have addressed this congregation. We recall Ms. De Lille's historic visit to the mosque prior to the democratic elections in 1994. She, together with other members of the PAC, including the late Barney Desai, addressed us on the need to participate in the first democratic elections in our country. She is now poised for another historic moment by addressing us today on the arms deal, the moral issues surrounding this deal, and the role that we as a vigilant civil society ought to play in keeping our government and elected representatives accountable. We ask you to listen very carefully to her because she has agreed to answer some questions, if you have any, and this will take place after the Sunnah Salah. If you want to make some notes, that's also fine. It is now my privilege to call upon Ms. De Lille to address us here today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum. I am deeply honored and humbled by the invitation to come and speak to you today. I wish to congratulate Claremont Mosque for reaching out to other religions and to other people so that we can build together a better nation. This type of initiatives can only strengthen our democracy and also build tolerance amongst us. Nations, like individuals, thrive when values of physical, mental and spiritual strength, cohesion, dignity, justice, modesty, humbleness, generosity, tolerance and patience are upheld. Those are the moral values of any society. Likewise, nations are doomed when arrogance, corruption, frivolous pleasure and luxury are their central pursuit. The affliction that befalls a nation is mostly due to the misdeed of a section of that society, but results in the disintegration of the whole nation. In the same way that individuals grow, develop and experience successes and failures, and subsequently weaken, decline and die, nations too follow that same sort of pattern. A society or a nation is as strong as the quality of the individual members and their leadership. And these are the wise words of a sheikh that I know, Sheikh Fadala Haireri from White River. On the moral values of our society around the issue of HIV and AIDS. 7 million people in South Africa will die in the next 10 years. The role of any government is to protect life and not to decide who must live and not live. The role of government is also to provide treatment and prevention. To me, 50 people dead is a tragedy. 5,000 dead is a statistic. So we should stop playing around with the numbers around AIDS. We should stop playing around as to what is the causes of AIDS. We should stop the denial. We should stop the them and us. Because who are we to condemn them when we ourselves don't know our own status? I want to plead today once again, like the interfaith religions groups have done, together with the Archbishop of Cape Town and Dingani, call on government to declare the issue of HIV and AIDS a national emergency as soon as possible. South Africans will be judged in our history by the views of the dissidents that is so strong in South Africa around the HIV and AIDS, and the view of the convention and those of the ordinary people. The other moral value in our society that need to be addressed is the issue of rape and violence against women and children. To me, ladies and gentlemen, the last straw came with the rape of this 9-month-old baby. We are faced with a sick society, a society that's terminally ill. And what are we doing about it? It's not good enough just to condemn what has happened, but we should also act. What more do we want to happen in our society to move us to begin to do something about this terminally ill moral society that we have? That brings me to the role of civil society. But who is civil society? Civil society is anybody outside of government. And civil society must act as the watchdogs over government. Government is not the sole custodian of democracy. We, yourselves, civil society, we are all the custodians of democracy. And where civil society does not exist, we need to establish that again. Currently, there's a lot of complacency among civil society. We tend to complain in the comforts of our sitting rooms, in our dining rooms, and at cocktails and fries about the problem. But we fail to act. And civil society must come out of that complacency and begin to put words to their deeds. The role of the opposition, of which I am part, together with the role of civil society, is that we are under obligation to expose the excesses of our leaders and of our government. There's nothing wrong in exposing the wrongs of society. We tend then to, when people expose or speak about the wrongs of society, when you are white, you are called a racist. When you are black like me, you are called unpatriotic. And those are just things that people tend to hide behind for not doing something. Because they say up front, well, if I'm white and I'm going to say something, I'm going to be called a racist. I'm calling on civil society to get out of that mode and begin to say that if government fail and if they mess up, we all are going to suffer. As civil society, we must also encourage hard and honest work to eradicate poverty. We cannot continue to claim that we are the moral society. 95% of this country belong to one or the other religious faith. But we've got the worst poverty staring in our faces on a daily basis. What are we doing about the poor? For as long as we are not